Well, you'll never guess what we're doing next. So, same customer, we better keep the duster on here because this looks immaculate as well. Thunderpole TX for optimisation. This is the same customer as that Midland 4001 and the Thunderpole 3000, which we're waiting for parts for. Now, I've only ever done one of these, and it was our demonstration one. So that's a couple of years ago, so totally forgotten what we did. Yeah, we're going to need that. We're going to need that. I think there's an antenna in the packet. Is that the charger? Yeah. That's sensible, isn't it? It's a Dymo label. Or is it Brother label? Oh yeah, it's cigarette lighter plug, isn't it? And that doesn't fit in with what we do here. It's BNC on top, which is excellent. Well, we're running on the power supply because it's drawing current. Oh, it's like that, is it? You have to have a 2.5mm jack adapter. Right, we'll put the SINAD meter up. I don't think receive's adjustable on these, so this will be what we get. 0.45. 0.41. 0.7. Squelch. What's it go up to? It's not. It is 5.4 millivolts. Let's turn the signal down. Oh, while we're at it, S9. Is a whopping great big 650 microvolts. And I got an email last night from a radioamateur in Sheffield, or purporting to be from a radioamateur in Sheffield, who I've spoken to a couple of times and met in person and so on, and he says, "Can we talk?" And this is 20 past 11, I'm about to go to bed. I said, "Well, you've got 10 minutes until I go to bed." So, my sister needs a kidney transplant, and the doctor wants $1,500 deposit. So I pressed the spam bin button. Obviously, the scammer, who has clearly hijacked this person's email account, doesn't realise that healthcare in the UK is under the NHS and is free. What earth would anybody want to pay for a kidney for? Right, I'm really going to give him $1,500 on my income, aren't I? A lot of church services to pay for that. So, I put myself off, of course. Threshold of squelch. Let's drop this to 0.3 of a microvolt. So squelch down. So our low squelch setting is 1.4 microvolts. Let's see what auto squelch has. Does it do auto squelch? It does, doesn't it, somewhere? Yeah, there. So auto squelch, extra box. It's 2.5 microvolts. Get rid of auto squelch, go back to manual, and we'll turn that down altogether. You know what? I'm turning the channel, aren't I? Because it's no longer in the menu for whatever reason. There we go. Right, well, for some reason it's only doing 800 milliwatts in low power, just like it is in high. I've totally forgotten what's inside these. But I know I was impressed first time when I saw ours. That's all well and good, but if that's how the battery comes off. Do we have a plain screwdriver on this bench? No, we do on the floor. That's obviously where you keep them. do the serial number now. 240-200-492. Right, see if we can get some of the screws out of this. You've got a rubber gasket. This is why it's, I say rubber. Put those in the pot. Put the other glasses on. Right, I think I need to be on the umbilical cord for the power test for an external power supply. It seems to me that it only ever does 800 milliwatts through the top connector if we're plugged in at the bottom. It's something I've forgotten. I can't see it in the instruction book, but it's 800 milliwatts all the time. Now, when we actually go into it now, with me plugged in through the umbilical cord, let's see what we've got. 2.4 watts, and on low power 1 point, it's supposed to be 1 watt, but it's 1.35. I think when I put this back on battery and we put the aerial on the top, I think it's going to do the proper power output through the top. I remember something about this. It's now dawning on me. Our current consumption on, what do you say, 1.2 watts. Back to high power. It's 2.4 watts. So I'm not right there. It's 2.4. It's not adjustable, so whatever it is whatever it is. I've had to do an instruction book. So really, there's nothing I may as well put it back together because there aren't any internal adjustments. This is the aerial cable, so it comes off from the top, it goes down there to the umbilical cord, so it starts off at the top. So, you know, if you got a radio and you thought, well, the power's low here, well, you could understand that. What's the maximum voltage we can give this thing? Right, it's 12 volt. It is a 12 volt thing. I'm just going to take this up to 14.4 because that's what our car charges at. I don't think it's going to make any difference because I think this drops it to 7.4 volts. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually connect the battery to this as well. It might be part of the procedure. 2.4 watt, whatever we do. As we put this together, just be aware this screw has got a plastic rubbery seal, so that's the one that goes in there. The other screws are all the same. They're all the same length, but I just put the wrong one in, not realising that it had a seal on it, and I thought, why is that going in? So I'll save you that bother by telling you. The screwdriver that lives on the floor just about went back on the floor. So I think these are USB charge only. So I'm just going to do this little test. I'm going to charge the battery properly to do a real test, but I'm just curious. Now we've taken the power adapter off the bottom, do we get more power out of the, showing you the wrong meter. So we're on the 3 watt scale, I'm on high power, yeah, it's 3 watts. So, vehicle adapter, 2.4 watts, and on the normal one it's 3 watts. And this is, remember, this is in our industrial test set, so it's more than that on a hobby one. And on low power, we're also going through an adapter, losing power in that. We've got 1.65 on low power on battery. So just see, what have I put watts here? It's microvolts. It is microvolts. I can't read my own writing. Just make sure our signal generator is the same on this input as it was on the umbilical cord. It's the other way around because we did that first. Let's turn it off. So we want the squelch off. I'm adjusting auto squelch, aren't I, like a twit? It's that one we want to be adjusting. That's the one. Just plug our instrument adapter back in. Go over to SINAD meter. Oh, I've got to knock the frequency on the signal generator. I'm good at that. So, what have I now got? So this was on the aerial socket on the top. We're now on the umbilical cord for 12 dB. I've actually got, so this is BNC socket, but now we're on the umbilical cord. We're getting actually better of 0.33, 10 dB, 0.29, 20 dB. .51 microvolts, so there you go. .724 milliamps. Low power. .635 milliamps, not much difference. So we'll look at, I'll just plug into the test set behind me, we'll just look at the deviation. I can't adjust it, as you realise. Turn that squelch up. Wallow. Wallow. He's peaking at 2.5. So it's where it should be. We'll just check AM because it has that feature. So channel 1 CPT. So band EU, channel 20, down to 1, transmit, now doing more power, it's 3.1 watt, and out of interest in AM, I've gone and pressed the wrong button, haven't I? In AM mode, it's exactly the same. So we'll go to channel 20 and we'll set the modulation meter on this test set. So we're going to go into AM. I don't often press that button. A key up, I've got to tune it in manually. Wallow, 1 2 1 2 1 2 wallow, wallow, wallow. It is AM mod. 85%. When I was at Nottingham Radio, we would set business radios which were AM, and some are. Not to be confused at all with CB. Talk about VHF business radios. I mean, most people have gone over to FM because it's better range, but at the time in the 80s and 90s, there were lots of special taxi firms with legacy systems which were AM, and they would be, we'd set them for 70% the mod, and Mr. Smith said that anything above 45% is acceptable. So this is doing 85, so I'd never want them to be over 90. You can end up with what we call squedging, and it's going to knock out a lot of interference. So normally in AM we're using more current, so just out of interest, while we are, it's 840 milliamps, as you'd expect. Because you've got the carrier and you've got the audio. So we've done that, and it was 2.2 kilohertz, which is absolutely where it should be. So there's nothing, there's no adjustments. So what we've got is what we've got. I've gone through it. It's working properly. We've discovered that when you've got the vehicle pack on, you have to use this socket. This becomes 800 milliamps, whether it's on high or low power, milliamps, milliwatts. And so clearly that's what they want you to do. And then when we've got it not in vehicle mode, and when we've got in vehicle mode, we're getting 3.1 watts on full power, 1.65 watts on low power, and then if you keep the vehicle adapter on and use this, then it's 800 milliwatts, whereas I was getting confused. So we'll go to channel 40 UK. I keep pressing menu, don't I? We've got that. Just check channel 40. It's 2.9 watts, which is kind of what you expect. Good. So that works fine. I'll give Mr. Chippy the adapter back, and we will do an on-the-air test pretty shortly, and we'll do AM and we'll do CPT, but it's probably going to be pretty dire. And because we've got low power, but it's not like the low power we do, on the UK sets, which is 400 milliwatts. This is 1.6 watts. So we'll call it 1.5 watts. So there we go. So we have been through this to make sure it functions correctly. There were 3 potential dry joints I looked at, and it's probably just because of the solder they use, but I touched those up while I was in there. So there we have it, the Thunderpole TX, which with these kind of receive results is really good. Thank you for watching. So in conclusion, it's also important if you're using the vehicle adapter, and of course you're going to be plugged into the vehicle adapter to your aerial, make sure you haven't got the rubber duck aerial on as well, or it's going to be presented with a very strange SWR, as I'm sure you'll appreciate. So we'll just pop it on. I've got it on the aerial now. I'll take the squelch off. We'll pop down the channels. One on a Roger. Done it again. Band EU. AM. Done it again. Back to UK. I've done it again. there we have you. Thunderpole TX, current model, and we'll do an on-the-air test. Thanks for watching.